This video is brought to you by Jab.se, the lead supplier of MMA gear in Scandinavia. BetSafe.com, Europe's only online betting site for MMA.
Sisu mouthguard. Stronger, thinner. This is the game changer.
I think I'm up here telling the story.
Yeah,
Father.
old UFC fighter back in the day. I had to fight this one guy. His name was Lil Nog, and it didn't turn out so well for him. I had to put the hands on him, and it was usually the second round when he got caught with that right hand, and he was kind of dizzy. But then he went to the ground, and I finished him off with the old ground and pound. Wow, I was a great fighter back in that day.
Is that prediction? Second round, ground and pound?
I don't know. Yeah, that's what I hope for. That's what I hope for. That's what I'm gonna work for. Got a lot of respect for Nogueira. And I think he's a great opponent. But I feel like right now I'm rising to a level where I'm just now starting to come into my new era of dominance.
What makes you say that?
I just decided, more than anything, I just decided that's the way I'm going to feel about it. But more than anything, I've been training really well. I've been learning a lot. And from, this past time that I had off, I've really had a chance to just reevaluate some things in my life, reevaluate some things in my career, and just get my head on straight and just, start training and start focusing on the fight the way I want to.
A lot of focus has been on, obviously, the potential of dropping down to fight Anderson, but what do you tell the people that you can't overlook a guy like Nogueira?
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. You can't overlook a guy like Nogueira, and especially in the sport in general. But more or less, Nogueira, he's a seasoned fighter. He's he's great standing up. He has power to knock you out. He has power to, great submissions on the ground. He can submit you slick on the ground. So, that's not somebody you need to take lightly. And especially me, being in this game as long as I've been in there, I know that, there are no such thing as sure things in this game.
I know you got a plan. Is the plan to one day go back up and try and fight Jon, or would you go down to 185?
I will go down to 185, but the plan is to fight Jon. I can't just like ride off in the sunset after getting my losing like that. So I gotta at least give it one more shot.
You say you've been learning a lot. Have you changed your ways of training?
Yeah, I have changed my ways of training. Incorporated a lot more stand up, but never getting away from my wrestling. Learning how to really use my wrestling in a different way and learning how to make it a little bit more effective. Just following trends in mixed martial arts and seeing how wrestlers, how wrestling is in the sport. Everybody's progressed so much in the sport with wrestling that wrestling enough is just not. It's not enough to get it done. It has to take another level of wrestling in order to make your wrestling style be dominant now.
You talk about being part of this big card, Super Bowl weekend. It's Super Bowl UFC here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's definitely Super Bowl weekend. Got on a great card with some great fights, and my goal is to just, I got a feeling that, on Saturday it's going to be each of us trying to outperform each other with the last fight. So I feel like I got to go out there and put on a great show.
Kind of Super Bowl day.
Ravens all day.
Even though there's a Jones on that side of the team there?
Yeah, I kind of like Arthur Jones though. Arthur's a pretty cool guy, man. But I got to go with the Ravens.
Alexander Gustafsson is announced to headline UFC Sweden. Some people have talked about matching up you with him. How do you think you match up with Alexander Gustafsson, and how do you think he would do against Gegard Mousasi?
I think I match up good with Gustafsson. He's talented. He's really long, and he has pretty good takedown defense and stuff like that. And he's a scrapper. He likes to brawl. But I think that my best fight comes out when I have to fight someone like that. So I would love the chance to fight him. And I love watching Gegard fight, and I would love to get a chance to fight him as well. I'm glad that they're coming over, and I'm glad I get a chance to fight against him.
Jose Aldo and Frank Edgar, obviously in the main event, super fight. Do you think these two guys are getting the credit that they actually deserve?
I don't know what kind of credit they're getting. I don't know what's been the word on the street, but I give them a lot of respect in myself. These guys are two of the best fighters in the UFC. Jose Aldo is phenomenal. And Frank Edgar is just as dynamic, and what he's done at 155 and being a smaller, lighter guy and still putting it on the bigger guys, and now he goes down to 145 to actually fight people his size. Is going to be exciting what happens.
You said.
To be on a New Year's card or a 4th of July card or the Super Bowl card, will someday this be the one to be on kind of movie?
Yeah, you know, throughout the whole year, you know, the UFC put cards together, and you never know what one you're gonna get on. But you just hoping, and you're hoping that you get on one of the big ones. And to be on one of the big ones, even if you're not main eventing, is something special because these are the shows that people remember. These are the events, and these are the memories that I would like to make.
You got the main event, but it's almost like you got a main event. I mean,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly. You know, the UFC could have definitely spread out, you know, this roster and made us, you know, 3 main events, have 3 different cards. But you know, it just shows the UFC's dedication to make sure that their fans are fully satisfied and they don't skimp on making sure that they give the fans what they want to see.
And if you had to envision this card, how do you kind of see the whole card playing out?
Well, it's gonna be a pretty good card, but I see a few knockouts and I see a few decisions. As far as, I mean, that doesn't say a lot, but you know, what usually happens is like it goes with the momentum of the show, you know, and it starts off early. So the guys that nobody really gets to see, or the guys in the undercard, if they go out and start having some fast knockouts, and then the energy just follows throughout the rest of the whole card, and usually it's a fast night. And usually if it's kind of the other way, where it's like, you know, a couple close ones or not too exciting fights, and the energy kind of follows that. But with that said, we have a lot of veteran guys in here, and I think with that, I think even if the energy kind of gets where it's on the slow side, I think we'll be able to pick it up.
You said you don't want to run out in the sunset like that. Find Jon Jones again. Do you see the fight going? Obviously, you see the fight going differently because you want to fight him again. But what is the main difference? Would you say?
I would say the main difference between it would just be to watch out for those elbows. I mean, that's not all he did the whole fight, but for the most part, you know, that's all I really remember. You know, he caught me with those elbows. But you know, I think in the next fight he'll be a little bit more relaxed because he's already went against me, and the same here, and I'll be more relaxed. I already went against him in that capacity. But I think it would be different, more or less, just because of the fact that this time away and the road I'm going to have to take to get the belt back is going to make me a different fighter in a good way. And I'm not sure if he's going to get better in a good way. You know, being a champion and being in the position that he is, it usually has a tendency to do the reverse than it does, you know, getting him even better.
Since the fight, how many times have you watched the fight?
I only watched the fight twice. And the first time I watched it, it wasn't even because I wanted to see it. I watched it because I was helping Vitor and I was helping him scout, and I was trying to see some of the things I did right and you know, a lot of things that I did wrong and where he's going to attack from. So that's the first time I really watched it.
In Brazil, a lot of MMA fans want you a lot fight against Anderson Silva. What's the message for these people who want you again to fight against Anderson?
I would do it. I'll definitely do it, you know. And with that said, I have a tremendous amount of respect for Anderson Silva and what he's done in UFC, and I think he's one of the greatest fighters. But I would love to get a chance to fight Anderson. You know, but it's all about the UFC making sure they put that together and make sure it happens, you know. The UFC's been very good at giving the fans what they want to see. So if they gave me an opportunity to fight Anderson, I would love to fight Anderson. But I mean, I don't want to get, you know, distracted from my opponent over there, and he's definitely trying to make sure that I don't progress any further. So,
but if you can choose a fight after Rogério, you choose Anderson or Jon Jones. If you can choose.
If I had a choice, like if I had a choice to either pick either one of them, I would pick Jon Jones because I just lost to Jon Jones. You know what I'm saying? That would be the emotional choice that I would feel like I need to fight Jon. You know, because I'm like, you know, I feel like I would have to fight him again. That loss don't sit right with me like that, you know.
Programmet presenteras av betsafe.com.